In Colossians chapter 1 and verse 18, Paul wrote, "And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence." You know, friends, Jesus Christ is the head of the church, having been given all authority in the church by God the Father, Ephesians 1:20 through 23, 1 Corinthians 15, verses 24 through 28. Now, in many denominations today, man has taken over the headship of their religious organizations, making laws where Jesus did not, and losing some laws that Jesus bound, Matthew 15 and verse 9. They have forgotten that in the church there is only one lawgiver, and that is Jesus the Christ, James 4 and verse 12. And so any quote unquote church which does not recognize the sole headship of Jesus Christ is not the Lord's church. Matthew 16 and verse 18. Jesus said, "I will build my church." So that means it is not the church that he is going to save, according to Ephesians 5 and verse 23. Now, friends, how sad for those who have spent their lives in these churches thinking and being deceived into believing that they were doing the Lord's work, Luke 6 and verse 46. Now, this is why God instructs us not to accept the words or teaching of man without trying the spirits by comparing their doctrine with the words of the Bible. We see that in 1 John 4 and verse 1, Acts 17 and verse 11, and 2 John 9 through 11. Now, this is also why we try to use as many scriptures as we can in every Devo that we send out. We want each and every single person to try the teaching contained therein by examining it in the light of the Word of God. 1 Thessalonians 2 and verse 13. So then, recognizing Jesus Christ as head of His church means that we limit our thoughts, our words, our actions to those authorized by Him in the inspired Word of God. Matthew 7:13 and 14. Colossians 3 and verse 17. 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 37. Friends, our opinions and our own personal thoughts have no place when it comes to doctrine, when it comes to teaching means of salvation, because Jesus said in John 12 and verse 48 that we will be judged by His words and not by the words of man. Give Jesus the preeminence in your life, because the Father has made Him both Lord and Christ. Acts 2 and verse 36. I hope you have a great day. May we always serve the Lord.